the Facebook Manager interface. And obviously reporting is critical. Being able to get the data that you want is critical to success. And if you're paying to advertise, you had better be able to measure the results that you're getting. Otherwise, obviously, you're potentially just throwing away that budget. Facebook's built-in reports are not the most useful, but the great thing is that all of that data is there. You just need to know how to customize those reports to help them meet your needs. And it's really pretty straightforward on how to do that. So this is a screenshot from inside of a Facebook Ads Manager account. And you can see here I'm in the Manage Ads section. The reporting interface used to be separate from the ad management interface in Facebook. Now they're combined. So if you just go into the main ad management section of your account, you'll see on the right-hand side where I've circled it there, you'll see this columns, and it says Ecom Metrics right now, and it's got a little drop-down box. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to choose, when you click on the drop-down box, you're going to choose to customize the columns. And by doing this, you can actually customize these reports any way that you'd like. And you can see here, Facebook gives you a ton of different options once you're inside of that account. Okay, once you're inside of that, I should say that customization option, you can customize every piece of data you can possibly imagine. And you can see over on the left-hand side here where it says performance, that's the section that we're in right now. But as you click on engagement or videos or websites or apps or events, Canvas, click settings, all these will bring up different metrics. And there's a huge number of metrics that are available to you in here. You will most likely certainly not be taking advantage of nearly a fraction of them. But it's okay. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with data. You just want to find the data that provides what you're looking for. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're just going to customize these columns. And the way that you do it, your reporting columns, is you just click on the particular piece of data that you want to show in your reports. So if you want to see results or reach or frequency or impressions, these are all checked. So that means it'll show up in my report. And then over on the right-hand side, this is the order of which that information is going to show up in my report. And I can drag these things around, move them around up and down to determine the order that they'll show in. Okay, so it's really quite simple. Just go in here and check what you want, uncheck what you don't want, and then drag it around so that the data is in the order that you'd like it to be in to be most helpful for you. And that really is a personal preference. There's not necessarily a right or wrong there. That's just up to you to determine what is most useful for you. Okay, so what you do want to do, though, is just be conscious of, how do I set up the reporting to give me the data that I need to help me measure the performance based on my specific objectives, okay? So you should have different report structures for different objectives. For an example, if I'm running a lot of traffic to e-commerce stores and I'm trying to sell products from that store, then I could create what I just showed you there a little bit, an e-com report. And all of the data that I'm getting in that report is really specific about, did somebody add a particular product to a cart? Did they purchase a particular product? How much were those products worth? Okay, those are really the things that I'm measuring with that report. Whereas let's say that I'm running a bunch of lead generation campaigns and I just want to see, are people opting in? Well, I can collect different information, different data about leads than I can about purchases. And so I would have a different report, a lead report, to be able to manage the effectiveness of my lead generation campaigns. So it's really actually pretty straightforward. Once you get in there and play with it a little bit, you'll realize that you can create reports that are very specific to the objective that you're trying to accomplish in your campaigns. So again, here you can see this is an Ecom Metrics report. And I know these are hard because they squeeze these columns, but you can see the types of things that I'm tracking here. I'll go through. I'm tracking how many impressions did my ads get, how much did I spend, how many impressions did I get for that spend, how many clicks did I get on the link in my ad, what was my click-through rate, what was my cost per click, and then over here in particular, I track things like view content. Did they look at a particular product? Did they add a product to their cart? What was the value of those products that they added to their cart? Did they initiate a checkout? And did they make a purchase? What was my cost per purchase? What were my total purchase values? So you can see this is all data that's very related to a store. If I'm actually running reports for how a store is performing for my Facebook ads, this is all very, very helpful information that helps me determine whether or not a campaign is successful. Versus this is a lead report that I've set up. And you can see some of the data is very similar, right? And how much did I spend? How many impressions did I get? How many people clicked on my link, right? What was my click-through rate? What was my cost per click? But then here I'm also tracking, did I get a lead from that campaign? What was my cost per lead? And don't panic, I'm not really paying $123 per lead. This is just a report that I applied actually to some e-commerce traffic, but I just want to show you the structure of the report. But did I get a lead? How much did I pay per lead? Did that lead ultimately make a purchase? Because in a lot of cases, I may present a lead with an offer to buy something right after they become a lead, so I can measure that as well. But if I'm just capturing leads and maybe I'm not giving them any opportunity to purchase anything, I may actually not have those columns there. Again, that's my choice, my preference based on my campaign objectives. Okay, so the key is there's no right or wrong here. Your business and your objectives of your campaigns may be different than my business and my objectives for my campaigns. What's important is that you get into the data, you understand the options that are available to you, and you customize the columns so that they're most helpful for you. Okay. One thing I do want to make sure that you are aware of is that when you are choosing the reporting options in your customizations, you will see that inside of the options, the customization options, they will give you like click-through rate, and then after the click-through rate, it'll have parentheses Facebook pixel parentheses. And there are other options in there. You may see click-through rate, and then inside of parentheses, like the language, something like standard pixel or older pixel or something like that. You want to make sure that everything that you're choosing, if there is an option to choose Facebook pixel, make sure that you're choosing Facebook pixel, because the pixel that I showed you how to set up, that is the Facebook pixel. That is the name of the newer pixel that Facebook has rolled out. That is the one that you are using. And so if it gives you the option of Facebook pixel or anything else in parentheses, choose the one that has Facebook pixel at the end of it. Okay, some of the data that you'll see in there will not have anything in parentheses after it, and that's fine. You can just choose that and know confidently that you're getting the right one, because what Facebook is telling you is that's the right data regardless of what pixel you're using. But certain data you will only get from the Facebook pixel, certain data you will get from the older pixel, so you just need to make sure that you're choosing the right one, and you guys are using the Facebook pixel. So choose that when you see the option. Okay? So that is setting up your reports and customizing your reports inside the Facebook Ad Manager interface.